Good morning, everybody. Today is the 6th of May. It's a Sunday. It's about 9:30 in the morning. Last night was the supermoon, and you can really tell it was a supermoon because if you look here, you see that? That's a strawberry flower. Remember I told you my front yard would be covered in beautiful, delicate little flowers that would become strawberries? Here are some ones that still haven't opened yet, and some more, and these cover my whole front yard. June is the strawberry moon. That's when I'll be able to eat all these lush little flowers. Well, the fruits that come from the lush little flowers. You can see I have a lot of what are they called? They're purple. You eat them. Oh, they're right here. Lots of this hanging around in my yard. Clover, that's it, purple clover. And when the flowers come up, I eat them. They're really good for menstruation. I don't know if you can see it in the sunlight, but you see how the light color comes down. It's sort of like a V on these flowers, or on the leaves. That means that it's kind of shaped like a uterus, and that tells me, actually here's a better example, and that tells me and you and everybody else that the flowers that come from these plants are really good for menstruation, your womb in general and stuff. So I pick off them once they pop up. We didn't get that many strawberry flowers. Well, we did get a lot, but not as much as we usually do, and I think that's because we're in a drought. No. Talking to me kitty. So usually this whole area is just lush with little white flowers, but we don't have as many this year. And like I said, I think that's because we're in a drought. But you can kind of see them. And this pleases me greatly because it means that we're going to have strawberries in a few weeks. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my garden today. You see things are starting to slowly pop up in it. There's the oregano. Starting to fill in. It comes back every year. I planted seed in this bucket, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Every year it comes back. Here I said I had the corn planted. This is where I'm starting the Three Sisters planting method. It's corn, beans, and squash. I planted the corn on a couple weeks ago. It was during the new moon. I like to plant with the moon, so I plant during the new moon and during the full moon. So the new moon I put in all kinds of it's in circles, but a bunch of different circles, corn, and it's rainbow corn because Wolf and I actually don't eat corn. I can't eat it. It kills my stomach. But so I didn't get any edible corn. I only got rainbow corn, which is ornamental. And that way I get to use the corn stalks as a runner for my beans, but I don't have to eat it. Wolf put these in on the new moon. We have leeks, chamomile, and cucumbers. And it looks like the chamomile is already starting to pop up. And he put this in on the new moon too, so now it's the full moon. That makes sense. I got some coriander here. Put that in on the new moon. Look at how tall it's already getting. It's getting huge. Basil's not doing anything. Historically, we've always had a hard time with basil. I don't know what is wrong with our soil, or we don't get enough sun, or what, but we've never been successful growing basil from seeds. So I might have to pick up a basil plant and just stick it in that pot, which is what I did last year. And then this is lemon balm, and you can see it. It's popping up here. I'm trying to get it in focus for you. Here, here, here. So this is exciting. The black flies are atrocious at this time of year. So if I start sounding like I'm frustrated, that's why. This is catnip. I planted this about 5 years ago too, and it comes back every year without fail. And then this year, what I did is something I've never done before. I dug up a whole bunch of the strawberries around the yard, the ones that looked like they were going to bloom and stuff, and I planted them in one of our garden beds. So here's the whole garden bed. And see, already got some flowers. So I'm hoping that not only will I get fruit out of this, but it'll take over the whole garden bed, and every year I'll be able to grow some nice strawberries. And I don't know if you can tell, but these leaves are way bigger than the ones that are growing on the ground, like right here. So I'm hoping we'll get bigger fruit too. And I have some onions in here too. They were left over from last year's planting, so they didn't come out of the ground, so I just left them there for this year. But so that's my new strawberry bed. Hoping it'll fill in. And once I don't want to do any transplanting now that everything is flowering, because I don't want to kill the flowers and the plant's ability to fruit after that. So I'm going to wait until after all the fruiting is done, which is, like I said, in June, because June is the strawberry moon. And once the plant starts to put all of its energy into its rooting system, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll dig more up and I'll stick more in here, so it'll be able to put a lot of its energy into creating new roots. Ooh, the bugs are terrible this morning. It's been raining for the last week, which is awesome. We finally got some rain, so everything's starting to green up, but I'll show you. Everything's starting to green up nice. But the bugs, oh my god, the bugs. So, I keep talking to you about what's going to happen if Northern Pass comes in, and I'll remind you that these are the woods right in here that are all going to get cut down for Northern Pass to come through. And it's going to affect my food, most assuredly. I mean, you see, I may not have a large garden, but it supplements what we get from our CSA every year. If I had more sun, I would make more garden beds so I could feed myself more, so I would spend less money on food. But this is what we have available to us now, so this is what we're utilizing. And by having Northern Pass come in and ruin all of this for us is really very distressing, and it's really putting Wolf and I between a rock and a hard place, and causing a lot of angst and anxiety for us. I don't want there to be a tower here. I don't want to lose my privacy and my woods. I don't want to lose that here because of somebody's corporate greed. I mean, Hydro-Quebec is not a green, sustainable energy source. It's dammed up. I think there are 65 rivers in the North Shore of Quebec. From what I've read, 62 of them are dammed up. So there's only a couple of rivers left that aren't dammed. How is that sustainable? How is that ecologically sound? How is that environmentally sound? I mean, flooding out millions and millions and millions of acres doesn't sound like a very good idea to me. And it's displacing wildlife and human life, and I don't want that energy running through my yard. I don't want to consume that energy, although I won't. The energy is for Boston, Hartford, and potentially New York consumers, not for the New Hampshire consumer. So I don't want that in my yard. I don't want that in my home. I don't want that in my food, in my air, in my water. I don't want to lose what I have here. I have a beautiful home that I've worked really hard at, and I don't want to lose it to corporate greed. So thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoy the supermoon, that it brings you lots of love. Excuse me, that it brings you lots of love. Blessed be.